Now I was talking about the samurais because I reread it because I hope this comes out in a clear version. Forget the other version that I posted. The sound comes in at the end and I am very sorry. I apologize to all my SFS Conrads. Even though no one listens to the show anyway. But this is the history of samurai, and I know a lot of people are interested in samurai. They are the strongest warriors in ancient history. Now, south of Shinobu, the Tanobu overtook Yoshinon. The trio arrived finally. Yoshinon met his father and reunited with his father or grandfather, Yoshitomo's. I don't know if he's his father or grandfather, but they finally reunited after years of being apart, and Yoshitomo thinking his son or grandson, Yoshitomo's son, was kidnapped and trying to get him back. Only to discover, once the two reunited, that the fearsome Taira army was already retreating to the capital city, at the time Kyoto. Whatever disappointment Yoshitsune suffered arriving a day late, at least he didn't miss the action. The Battle of the Fuji River was probably the most anticlimactic battle in history. The main enemy of Yoshimo, the Karimori, had expected his army, commanded by his grandsons, to quickly squash the tribe, Yoshimo's tribe of the Minamoto. The Taira were always a major military power, and over the past 20 years had successfully fought pirates and rebellious monks in western Japan. Yet it's not bode well that Kayamori's strong and competent eldest son had died of illness the year before, and the newest generation of Taira would have grown up within the Coyotes' silken orbit. In imitation of their social superiors, some of Taira blackened their teeth, as a white smile was considered wild and barbaric, as they powdered their faces. In Kyoto's aristocratic society, mastering poetry was important. Mastering mounted archery wasn't. In contrast to the well-settled lands around the Kyoto, the Minamoto heartland remained a wild place with marshes full of ducks, geese, pasture and raising horses. The Minamoto warriors were famous for their toughness and their superb riding skills on the horses. On the way to war, the Taira commander-in-chief asked the local samurai to describe the Minamoto's way of battle. Once the rider mounts, he never loses his seat on the horse. However rugged in the terrain, he gallops over his horse, never falls, the man claimed. As he sees his father or son cut down in battle, he rides over the dead body and keeps on fighting. The Taira movie had moved deeper into Minamoto's territory. Now, the battle is about to begin, and the first samurai sword is about to be made. This will be continued. Most definitely. as I come back to my house today to upload all this shit. I think very creatively, just been that scene shocked me where that girl died. I mean, that's sad. She was like the most innocent one. I wonder how St. Patrick's gonna act in next week's episode, because I'm subscribed by Netflix because of my brother has got it and I watch it for free. So at least he does something good. I don't know what he is doing at the moment. I think he's working for The Guardian. He was supposed to do a story on me running off in boarding school at a truck. I told him to print a story about it. I told him on tape, but he hasn't. He has just done some bullshit about Emmaus. Now, Emmaus is a homeless shelter, and I don't give a fuck about that shit. I know that society is fucked up. Everybody knows that. Why doesn't he do a story on something that is exciting? I don't want to hear about unexciting news about society's injustice, because you hear that shit every day on the fucking news. So why do I need to hear all that shit? Everyone knows that society is fucked up. Everyone knows we're getting our strings pulled. Everyone knows that. Who gives a fuck? Live your life. And that's all I've got to say about that. You see, it makes me very proud to know about history. You see, the samurais will not complain. They had to fight in mountains, drag their bodies home when they were stabbed with arrows, and then later with samurai swords. You see, we need to appreciate that. You see, people get a little cut and they're like, oh, I need to go hospital. I'm so worried about this. I'm so worried about that. I've broken the right side, the left side of my right foot. I ain't going to hospital. I walked around for 3 hours last night, waiting for, I was at the park last night, and I was waiting for the woman to, go. She knows that I'm there, but I don't think she's going to say anything to my mum, because I left the dog food out. So my dog Hershey would not eat the cat food, but I will be going there later tonight. I might go and stock up some gas canisters for my Colt 47, because I think I've run out. I shouldn't have. I should have loads somewhere, but I cannot find them. So there's another story as well about Ric Flair, the greatest wrestler of all time. He had a heart problem or something. Seemed very serious at first, but I heard people were saying online that he's dead, like they always do. You should watch what you say about that, because someone said that shit online about Chris Benoit before he died, and the guy didn't even know that just because he didn't show up to that pay-per-view Vengeance. But it turned out to be true. So I was like, Ric Flair fucking dead? Ric Flair dead? What the fuck is going on here? And obviously it's not. He's not. He's getting better. You don't want the Nature Boy dying, because that'll be the big loss since Roddy Piper died 2 years ago. And how I found out that Roddy Piper died was in the fight between Ronda Rousey and her last title defense before she got beat by Holly Holm. Now, Ronda Rousey is supposed to be doing something in wrestling, so she might be coming to the WWE. But I have got some bad news for fight fans. If you haven't already heard, which probably most people have, Jon Jones, for fuck's sake, why, John? You've been tested positive for steroids. I am fucking totally annoyed at this shit. Why? You've got everything going for you. You're one of the best fighters ever. Why jeopardize that shit? You've let me down. And and that fight between Brock Lesnar and Jon Jones probably ain't gonna fucking happen now. and that'll be one of the biggest fights of all time. My obviously biggest fight that I want to see is the Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz trilogy, because that'll be bigger to me as a die-hard UFC fan than any other. Like I said, I've got every UFC DVD for sale and all the Ultimate Fighter DVDs that I bought and bundles for sale. I haven't watched all of them, but I do watch them, but I got the UFC app. But there's a new show on Tuesday called Snoopcast, which is pretty funny. Snoop Dogg's on it. It's like Ultimate Fighter a bit. Dana White's Contender Series. Snoop Dogg's on there with legend Yoruba Fabia. That's why I didn't pronounce his name right. Pretty funny actually, Snoop Dogg, and some good fights on there as well. But Snoop Dogg knows his UFC quite a bit. And yeah. So other fight is I knew what he was going on about when he said he's squalling. That's some hood fighting. I've seen a lot of it on YouTube. The hood fighting, kind of like just, I won't say it's hood fighting. I say it's street fighting. That's how you fight in the street. It's very unorthodox, street fighting. So really, it's not a hood thing. It's just a fight. But yeah, Snoop Dogg's funny. He adds that extra comedic thing to it, so I'd recommend you watch that if you got the UFC app, or if you can find it any other place. I'd recommend it. Big fight coming this Saturday. Conor McGregor. If he wins, I will be celebrating because I'm Irish, and it'll be a big moment for me, even though Conor McGregor is a legend anyway. And hopefully he'll have a third match with Nate Diaz, because Nate Diaz is my favourite fighter in the UFC. And that's final. It's the O.G to the E. I'm out this motherfucker. Hopefully I've sounded right on this podcast about samurai, and I'll continue my samurai stories with some other bullshit stories. Hopefully get some guests on the show. Okay, now fuck off.